When is a real estate license needed? Anytime that a person performs any service of real estate in the state of Florida for somebody else and for compensation or the mere expectation of being compensated, a license is required. And let me say this also, that all four of those requirements have to be there for a person to have a license. And let me give you an example. A buyer and seller in their own transaction can receive a commission at closing. Real estate services, the acronym is BAR sale. To buy, to auction, to rent, to sell, to advertise, to lease, and exchange are the services of real estate. Let me also say that appraising by statute is a service of real estate, but in order for us to do an appraisal on a property, we have to be state certified as well. Let's talk about these in detail. In the state of Florida, out-of-state referrals are permitted. However, the person that we pay has to have a license in that state, and they cannot come to Florida and perform any of the services. For someone else, for sale by owners can sell their own properties, and they can also pay themselves a commission if they choose. For compensation, compensation could be anything of value. Even the expectancy of compensation is sufficient to pass the test. In other words, if you're expecting to get paid, that's all it takes. Also, the reimbursement of expenses is deemed to be compensation. Exemptions from a license. Salaried apartment managers that are on site and paid a salary by an owner. Salaried condominium managers on site, provided that the leases don't exceed 1 year. Individuals that are court appointed, attorneys acting within the scope of their duty, and salaried persons working for a developer. In other words, salaried sales associates working for a developer of a subdivision. Licensed versus registered. Remember that individuals are licensed. This is a privilege to be able to do something. Selling real estate is a privilege. Registered means placing on record. An example, a person with a broker's license decide to act as a broker associate. They'll take that broker license and register it with the division as a broker associate. The Florida Real Estate Commission. The Florida Real Estate Commission is made up of 7 members, 5 licensees, and 2 consumer members. Of the 5 licensees, 4 must be brokers and have been brokers for at least 5 years. The last slot can be held by any license status as long as they've been licensed for at least 2 years. One of the members has to be at least 60 years of age or older. These individuals are appointed by the governor with confirmation by the state senate. Their term is for 4 years. They can be renewed for an additional 4 years, but they cannot serve more than 2 consecutive full terms.